I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
We are the Super Media Bros podcast, and we are founding members of the OddPods Media network.
Hey, you there. We've got a question for you. Are you tired of clickbait stories and the loudest voices driving discussions in culture and entertainment?
If so, I'm Dylan.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Corey.
And we host the podcast From the Middle. We're middle-class guys living in the middle of America, in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view somewhere in the middle.
We take a more reasonable and centrist approach in our discussions covering genres like comedy, culture, entertainment, and interviews with really interesting folks like business owners, comic creators, doctors, news anchors, New York Times best-selling illustrators, professional stand-up comics, and more. We really value a relaxed and conversational podcast, one that we hope is so fun and laid back, you'll forget you're not actually hanging out with us.
So search at From the Mid Pod, just like it sounds, or check us out everywhere you can find podcasts.
Holy tomatoes!
TV killed, well, everyone.
Okay, cow shit.
All that and more.
Turn your TVs to channel 69.
We don't even watch TV. We lied. We actually do watch TV, but we stream our shit. Fuck y'all.
That's right. Especially if the TV comes in a really shady looking wooden crate delivered not even our request. It just shows the fuck up like a special delivery.
Here you go. We know you like shit like this.
So crack it open and watch.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to episode 192 of the Super Media Bros podcast, Spooky Media Bros. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
We're back.
Yes.
It's Cult Cinema Showdown 83, TerrorVision versus The Video Dead.
You homies knew it was coming, like for real. And you do realize the stupidity has not stopped with these films.
No, it's never going to stop. This train is, like Heisenberg once said, this train keeps going. Mm-hmm. This train never ends.
Train coming and don't stop coming.
That's right. Stop coming and it don't stop coming and it don't stop coming. 5 years later and it don't stop coming.
And I finally came.
Same. Let's jump into TerrorVision. Why not? Because, look, on the surface, if you look at the poster for this shit, it's a giant satellite dish with a big fucking eyeball, and it's just like, people of Earth, your planet is soon about to be destroyed. We're terribly sorry for the inconvenience. And you're thinking, well, this is going to be a fun ride. And then you turn the movie on, and it opens on Planet Pluton Sanitation Department Mutant Creature Disposal Unit. That's a mouthful, and you can obviously tell it is a model. And also, this movie seemingly is set in like a 50s, 60s sitcom, or 70s even, sitcom setting.
But you get a good glimpse of just flesh and eyeball. It's like goopy crab thing, just like, hey, here I am.
The fucking sanitation dude is just sitting there, and like Dave walks by. He's like, oh, hey, Dave. Hey, Carl. God, what happened? I tried to heat my lunch up and it just fucked up. There's an eyeball in my meat.
What the hell? Did you shave off the monster again just to get some meat? Well.
I mean, if it's anything like Inhuman, which he came across this fucking blob of meat, maybe this is what happened to him.
This is how Pluton falls.
Pluton falls because the Inhuman witch creature, the Sloppy Joe monster, made its way to outer space. Mm-hmm. I just want to know what the fuck this creature is. Like, for real. At first, you're just like, okay, cool. And he just bounces the son of a bitch out. He's like ping-ponging all over these moons or planets. I don't know if they're supposed to be planets or moons, but either way, he's fucking ping-ponging like a lightning bolt.
Where do these satellites come from on those planets, too? Did the people of Pluton Sanitation Department / monster disposal / I'm going to heat my lunch up whenever I want / whatever, just populate planets like, here we go. We need to keep communications at all times.
And we need television.
Yeah.
Like that's their entertainment. It's like microwavable meals and television. We're going to take the two best things from Earth
Maybe they microwaved the monster by accident instead of their actual lunch, and that's how they ping-ponged it through.
They fucked up.
Yeah, the microwaves. Because, that's a signal.
So this fucking lightning bolt eventually winds up at the Putterman's residence, which we get introduced, and the dad, Stanley Putterman, is fucking with this satellite system, and he screws up the TV in the house, which he kills his wife's aerobics program, and like every TV station and all the TVs in the house are just, oh, fuck you. They're gone.
They're definitely a very interesting bunch, too. Like, they ooze that corny 50s, 60s. Well, I mean, at this time, the MTV was a thing. I want to say it was later than that.
This was brand new. Like, MTV was like 3 years old at this point, maybe 4. The fact is, the satellite dude helped put the fucking thing in. They wind up getting it fixed, and the family like starts to enjoy the television together. And this is like a really weird thing, because like they change the channels, and it goes from like this war movie where the grandpa is just like, oh hell yeah, keep it on here, and then they switch it, and there's like porn, like legitimate porn on the fucking TV, and the fucking son is just like, ooh.
Yeah, and the sister covers his eyes.
Right. Because but then they put it on MTV itself, and it's a Wasp music video, and the daughter's just like, fuck yeah, like losing her shit. Even though she looks like Cyndi Lauper, she's absolutely losing her fucking mind to Blackie Lawless.
Let's not forget the satellite repairman when he's just constantly asking about Heinies, but he meant Heineken.
He's looking at the wife's ass the whole fucking time.
Yeah, he's like, just want to guzzle some Heinies. This man is obsessed with Heinies.
This man is obsessed with my wife's ass.
But come to find out later on, that's not a terrible thing, I guess. It's kind of pretty close to the concept.
Yeah, and there's another character that kind of runs through as we find out more and more about this family, and that's the Medusa character from the Midnight Horror-thon.
Who's a very Elvira model
Yeah.
character.
Oh, yeah.
Tits and all.
I know, because Grandpa, look at those Hooters!
Also, that remote looks like they service like a Commodore 64 or some shit. Repurpose it into this like battle station console looking TV remote.
It looks like whatever you would control Rosie the robot on the Jetsons with.
Like it was either that, like the first thing I thought was like they repurposed the NES and just turned it into a remote. But then I saw the slant and I was like, oh no, it's like a computer type, like a keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you come to find out that the parents are swingers, and you find out because the girl's boyfriend OD, who is Uncle fucking Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, fucking shows up.
Yeah, imagine like Keanu Reeves from Bill and Ted, but punk rock, because that's pretty much how he acts.
He's kind of like that typical, I mean, I say typical, but this is the way most of them are played out in film. It's like that typical dumb shit metalhead. And I love it. Can we use the jacuzzi tonight? Not tonight, dear. Your dad and I might be swinging. Oh. At first, I was like, wait, did they really? They said that. Not shaming it, but
you look around the house and there's more evidence to it, because all of the artwork is just lewd, abstractish, but it's lewd. Like there's kink stuff, there's nudity, it's all over the fucking place.
Right. And then like the grandpa has some kind of like obsession with lizard tails. He's like eating the lizard tail jerky.
That was like his rations back in the war, which, by the way, when you first get introduced to the grandpa, he looks like every single part of the Air Force in one jacket.
Yes.
He had medals. He had airplanes on his hat. He had the whole, it was literally the whole fucking branch of the military on him.
He is the military.
He is the Air Force.
They don't call the Air Force. They call Grandpa.
They call Grandpa, yeah.
But you find out like the grandpa and the kid actually spend a lot of time together, and they like to watch horror movies and shit, which that's pretty fucking awesome. But I love the first Medusa ad we see on TV. They zoom right in on her tits. It's fucking hilarious the way it's happening too, because it's a super slow shot.
That's how you promote.
Well, they fall asleep, and the TV plays this alien film, and this creature that got beamed to the satellite dish comes out of their television. And they wake up and see this monster, and they fucking hide from it. And then it just kind of seemingly goes back into the TV. And the grandpa's just like, it's a goddamn burglar. It wears a Halloweeny mask. It'll scare the poop out of you. What?
Yeah. But before that, though, Stanley had called the repairman to come and look at the TV because apparently it was on the fritz or fucking up or whatever. And he comes back to look at the TV, and the box is like just oozing like guts and shit. But yeah, they hear him walking around the backyard, and they were just like, who are you? Did you see anything weird? Especially with a Halloween mask on.
Oh, yeah, because they go arm up. That's so fucking funny. The grandpa's room is like this bomb shelter looking fucking thing because he's absolutely just prepared for the goddamn worst.
The door looks like a Navy sub or Navy battleship door.
Yeah, it's like air sealed and everything.
Yeah.
The grandpa's getting drunk.
I mean, you kind of have to be after seeing that shit.
Right? So Norton is the satellite dude. Apparently a creature gets him at some point.
Yeah.
And this big giant creature fucking soups grandpa. Like when I say this thing soups him, I mean crushes his fucking head like a grape, green goo everywhere. He fucking just melts into liquid and the creature like sucks it up like the fly.
Bro, when you said grandpa gets drunk, it was like a double meaning there.
Exactly. Exactly.
He gets drunk, but not in the usual way.
But I'll be here all week.
He gets sauced.
He gets sauced.
But yeah, he got turned into a dude smoothie.
He's a dude smoothie.
I just remember my old ERB days where I used to watch those all the time, and that was the Walter White one. He's like, he gets turned into a dude smoothie. Ugh.
Ugh. What flavor? Dude flavored.
Air Force flavor.
Oh.
Lizard.
Freedom flavored.
Yeah. Lizard freedom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, literally the only person around the house is the kid.
Yeah. Sherman is just in fucking shock. So he goes and calls the cops, and of course nobody believes it, because who's gonna fucking believe this little bastard ass child? The monster come out of the TV and ate my grandpa.
The fuck is wrong with you, kid? Click.
He could have just been like, yeah, somebody broke into my house and murdered my grandpa. They'd have been there right the fuck away.
But no, you had to weave that story into a monster film. But now we get the parents. They come home from their tango something dance. I don't know what the hell it was, but it wasn't that long apparently. It was maybe like 20 minutes. They were gone the entire time.
Right.
But they pull up with a second pair of people, and obviously they're swinging, and Sherman comes out of nowhere with the freaking AR, just like, where's the monster? There's a monster. And the mom is losing her shit. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Sherman? So Stanley grabs the couple, like brings them to a different room, and the mom, Raquel, locks Sherman up in Grandpa's room. And I mean, padlocks the shit out of it. And I'm like, man, you are a piece of shit mom, dude.
Yeah. There's an actress I'm going to point out in a second, but isn't this at the point where she looks in the room and Grandpa is, quote, alive, but he's very slimy because
he's taking care of business.
Yeah, he's taking care of business. You pointed this out to me too, where it's almost like The Thing, because the creature just kind of absorbs. So Grandpa is technically his own kind of monster-esque, but he's also attached to this monster by the tongue.
Yeah.
And it's just this really gross looking shit. But what I want to point out is the couple they bring back to the house. As soon as she walked through the fucking door, I was like, oh my God, that's Mrs. Vunk from Hamburger the Motion Picture, which we have covered on Cult Cinema Showdown.
Many eons.
Way the fuck a long time ago.
If you want, pause this episode, go watch that one, or listen to that one.
Yeah.
And then come back to this one.
Exactly.
You'd be like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. It's Hamburger the Motion Picture versus fast food. So go listen to that if you'd like to, or just keep right here and listen to it after you're done with this one.
Burger Bob.
Bob's Bitch's Burger. Bitch. Yeah, if you want to know where we get bitch from, that's it.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we get introduced to the Pleasure Dome,
which is literally a jacuzzi as big as a fucking swimming pool.
I was going to say the same shit, dude. That is the nicest goddamn jacuzzi I have ever seen in my fucking life.
I want to go to the Pleasure Dome.
I want to go to the Pleasure Dome too and put Mrs. Vunk in the pool.
But literally both couples split off. So like Stan goes with Homegirl and then Raquel goes with, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like Greek.
Spiro.
That's right. I can't remember, but yeah. So they're both having their own interaction with each other. Stanley is literally going change into his, comfortable attire. But at the same time, Raquel is trying to hit up Spiro, and Spiro is more interested in Stanley than he is Raquel.
Right.
And he keeps explaining to her, it's like, no, I'm Greek. She's like, that doesn't bother me. He's like,
Stanley a manly man? Is he a Stanley manly man?
Is he a stud Stan? But yeah, she literally like picked up on what he was saying. Like, yeah, I like guys. I like boys. And she's like, oh shit, Stanley's not going to believe this.
Right. And I thought it was fucking great too.
But yeah, they eventually meet up and she's like, Stan, I got to talk to you.
Yeah, we really need to talk.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in Grandpa's room.
That's such a fucking weird transition. That's fucking funny.
Poor Sherman is literally watching a horror, which I am baffled by the fact that he's so calm in this room watching a horror movie when Grandpa 2.0 is literally around the corner in a fucking blanket.
That's the point where the grandpa tells the mom all the mess in there. It was Sherman's fault.
Yeah.
But I swear, dude, the whole fucking time I was watching the two couples interact, the Spiro dude suggesting that there be an alien porn movie whenever they're showing him the TV, I was like, oh my fucking God.
And see, that's another thing that started popping up too in the TV. It was literally this alien creature talking about people of Earth. Y'all are in great danger. Turn off and destroy all your TVs. And it's like, oh, look at this cheesy ass horror alien movie.
This satellite catches everything.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Stay Tuned.
Mm-hmm.
That's another fun movie we covered.
Yep. And what was it? UHF?
Yep.
Yep.
Go check that one out too.
But Sherman sees Medusa on the TV and decides to call her and explain to her what's going on. And in her most sultry voice, she's just like, I don't believe you, but thanks for calling anyway.
Meanwhile, Spiro is at the Pleasure Dome, and he sees Cherry's head above the water and just covered in steam in the jacuzzi. So he gets in, and he just is sitting down. He's just like, what the fuck? Because the whole thing is slime.
But his first thought was like, lube.
I know, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's right where his mind went. God, this must be some lubricant in the water. That's a lot, dude.
It's like more than 55 gallons.
I was going to say the same thing. Like before Amazon even existed, is they had on hand in somewhere in the Pleasure Dome several 55-gallon drums of lube.
Yeah, it was like a hidden wall behind the bar.
Yeah, you just beep boop beep. And it fucking like turns around just gallons. It's like the reveal on The Price is Right when the ladies are showing you just won
gallons of lube. Should be the name of this episode.
Gallons of lube. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck. So
yeah, Sherry, kills Spiro.
Yeah, I love how he's just a little head or some shit like that, and she fucking crushes him, sucks him under. Yeah, just a little suck. That's right. He was like, just a little suck or something, and she sucks him.
Sucker.
That's it. And Raquel and Stan are coming back into the room, and they see this whole fucking mess, and then the monster pops up and kills them. Grossly.
Yeah.
So Sherman decides, I'm going to blast this fucking door open with some putty C4. This is when Uncle OD Rico comes back with Susie.
Uncle Overdose.
Uncle Overdose Rico comes back with Susie. And he's like, something weird is going on. And she's like, I'm going to make you take your pills. And then fucking OD, all right, pill freak.
That's the whole fucking concept I'm just so baffled about. It's like the whole family is like against Sherman when it comes to like, just take your pills and shut the fuck up.
Right.
Go to bed. You're going to pill your own son, your own brother, just to make him stop talking. Like, he's not even that bad of a kid. He's just traumatized at this point.
Right. But this is fucking disgusting. So Susie takes Sherman. She's like, we're going to check on mom and dad. So they go fucking knock on the door and they open it. And the whole time, like, they're all four of them are in the bed laying next to each other, covered in fucking slime. And they're just like, yeah, everything's okay. But where's Grandpa? And he pops up out of the fucking middle, right here, taking care of business.
And Susie is just gross. That's like, ew, Grandpa, ew.
I know, dude. Just,
who swings with a grandpa?
These people.
All four of them do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sherman's just like, it must have been my imagination or a dream or something. And Susie's just like, it's going to be okay. I'll take your pills.
Right?
Basically.
I think at this point, it was either before or after this that Sherman throws... No, because the cop shows up. Because they called the cops. He called the cops again, and then the cop was like, fuck this, I'm coming to arrest you.
Yeah.
So he, like, goes back into the Pleasure Dome, and the TV transmits the monster right in front of Susie, Sherman, and OD, and it's the big meat wad-looking fucking monster.
I called it radiated Pac-Man. With the skin taken off.
It's fucking gross. This is a very slimy practical monster, which I appreciate a lot about both of these movies. Let's get that out of the way. The practical effects were pretty good.
And then I think there was a line, I don't know if it was OD that said it, but it was like, Martians diddling the women of Earth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Spiro. When he was talking about the alien porn, he was like, he was like, alien monsters diddling the women of Earth.
Yeah, I forgot about him saying that.
Fucking gross.
That's Greek people, apparently. Just sex.
Yeah. Well, the monster is about to try to eat OD, and he falls over. And we should point out that OD is dressed to the hills like he is out of a Wasp music video, so it makes sense as to why Susie is with this guy. So he puts up like he puts up his arms, he's got these like leather gauntlets and shit, and the monster has this flashback of somebody that was taking care of him, which we later find out was his owner because he's actually a pet on the planet he's from. So he's having flashbacks of his owner feeding him. And so he looks at OD like, oh, he must be a handler, or he must be a pet owner because of these gauntlets or whatever. And
or honestly, it's like food.
Right. So OD gets up and he's like, this dude's into metal. Fucking stupid. And then he looks at Susie and Sherman, and I love this line. I'll never forget this as long as I live. He sits there and he goes, yeah, the dude's into metal. He's a fucking alien. Remember that movie with the little alien that makes you cry like a butthole? They're like, E.T.? Yeah, that one.
You mean E.T., you moron?
Yeah. He tries to feed it candy, dude. Like, what the fuck? And it eats the box. And
the whole entire time, the three of them are trying to introduce this monster to like everything. Like, there's music, there's TV, food, like trying to earthenize this monster.
He even puts his own band's music in the fucking jukebox or the little record player or whatever the fuck it is.
And apparently it was terrible because he fucked up that speaker.
Oh, he fucking put his tentacle right through it.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you.
This sucks.
I'm about to OD just listening.
Yeah.
So they're trying to teach it to speak and all this other shit, and then it sneezes right in Sherman's face. Ugh.
Some gack-ass looking snot.
Right. Well, then Medusa comes back onto the TV, so make a long story short about them arguing over, they eventually agreed to make money with this creature, but don't tell mom and dad. So they're like, well, we have to get him onto TV. So Susie's like, fuck this, I'm gonna call fucking Medusa too.
Don't tell mom and dad, but technically you just did.
I mean, yeah. God damn it.
So yeah, they pretty much convinced Medusa in their own weird way that there's going to be this big ass bash and all the cool people are going to be there and you should come too and all this. Yeah, basically. So she's like, whatever, bullshit. And then she thought about it after a while and then they pan back to the monster and something snapped with the monster. I don't remember what. But now I think it was the cop that showed up at this point.
Yeah, like he got hungry at first. This is where he starts getting hungry or whatever. And the cop shows up with the arrest warrant. And then Pluthar comes on the TV, and that's what triggers him even more.
Yeah.
So he fucking eats OD's face clean off.
Yeah, he gives him the biggest Frenchie he can ever think of.
No, far out, this dude's into metal. Takes my face. Yeah. That is so fucking metal. So then Sherman grenades the fucking room as they run off, and the cop's just like, what the fuck? And then he turns around and gets acidified.
Yeah.
Like, just acid everywhere, and then he's eaten. Like, actually his hand. Because he's pointing the gun, and that monster, like, eats the gun out of his hand, and he just draws back some melty nubs.
I did notice something that was kind of comical for me. Every now and then, you would notice more cars just piling up in the parking lot.
Yes, like in the front driveway?
Yeah, it was the repairman's vehicle, and then it was the two cars from the parents and the other couple.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was the
cop car.
Yeah.
And then eventually Medusa shows up, and then it's fucking her car.
Yeah, it was just like so fucking funny to me. It's like all these cars just piled up. And yeah, at one point, the monster is, trying to suck the kids up. Like from across the room.
Yeah, like that's like towards the end of the movie. Cause like right when all this shit happens, Sherman has this idea. He's like, okay, we're gonna save our parents, but we're gonna destroy all these fucking TVs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because we don't want any more of these monsters to come out. And at one point I kind of feel sorry for the monster because they go back into the jacuzzi room because they're just gonna blow him up. But that little bastard is sitting in the jacuzzi watching TV, just living his best little life.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is there was something we didn't even mention beforehand where Stanley mentions to Mrs. Vunk, Cherry, don't touch the remote fresh out of the pool because it's not waterproofed yet.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherman has the idea, okay, we're going to throw the remote into the jacuzzi while the monster's in it and we're going to electrocute him that way.
Freaking toaster suicide.
They really do. They give him his favorite toaster. She just yeets it right into that motherfucker, and it seemingly blows him up. And then Pluthar shows up to save the day.
And this is where we get the whole like, oh yeah, he's a pet on our planet. He just got really out of control.
Yeah. It was trying to be exterminated, but it got dumped to Earth. I'm so sorry. But I can actually save your mom and dad because we can regrow them from the particles we can pull out of the monster and all this other shit, but he's got to be alive. This is where Medusa shows up and just ruins everything because she's drunk and she sees Pluthar and she's like, oh, this must be the fucking alien they were talking about. And she cracks his space helmet open with a piece of statue and his head explodes. That poor bastard had the worst death in this movie.
Yep. And then Susie's like, you killed him.
And she's like, I just saved your asses. And she's like, no, you bitch, you killed him. She was really, really upset over it.
Quick thing. I noticed this too. How the hell did Medusa hear through that damn, whatever that hairpiece was?
Oh, the snake wig thing?
Yeah, because that thing was like at least a couple inches thick from the phone.
Oh, yeah.
How does she hear any of that?
She got superhuman hearing.
I was very confused.
She's
about
Medusa, damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the part where the monster comes out of the fucking wall and just like literally sucks everybody in or tries to.
And then the next morning, her Medusa's producer is in the car.
The Medusa?
Yeah, the Medusa. the Medusa producer.
Yeah.
Is in this fucking car, and she sits up out the back, all like morphed, looking into what this monster is, but in her own look, I guess. And she just like tells him to step on it and get to the studio or some shit. And that's the end of the fucking movie. It's fucking one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
It was definitely out there.
Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Oh god, it's a bloodbath in here! There's gotta be a better way to get my dagger clean and shiny more safely than this!
Hi, my name is Okami. This is what I used to deal with when I cut myself shaving before I knew about Manscaped. Thank you, Manscaped, for keeping my dagger slick and ready for wherever the night takes me, and not have repeat offenders like you just heard.
It's time to end the days of shaving and your balls ending up looking like a horror movie. The folks at Manscaped have the perfect package for your package to get this done.
The below-the-waist grooming leaders have a 4th generation performance package. Inside, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ears and nose hair trimmer, liquid formulations, and 2 free gifts.
Spooky season is here, and Manscaped is getting you set, starting with their Lawnmower 4.0. This 4th generation trimmer also features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology.
Also included is their Weed Whacker. This nose and ear hair trimmer is here to whack your weeds and any goblins that come your way. Both Lawnmower and Weed Whacker are waterproof. In the comfort of your home or in the wild waters or bobbing your apples, these tools are your best friends.
And speaking of your best friends
and apples,
don't forget to give your testy besties the love they desire with Manscaped's liquid formulations. First up is the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. You put deodorant under your armpits. Why not put deodorant on your pumpkins? And you can't forget about their Crop Reviver Ball Reviver to give the boys a boost.
Just like they do the zombies, revive your balls.
Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to this performance package: the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com.
Spend spooky season using the best tools to attack all the monsters below the belt.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SUPER at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. Slay your worst pubes and keep your dagger clean with Manscaped.
And don't let your sack look like Freddy.
Now let's move on to the video, Dad. Look, I just want to say right out the gate, this music is 10 out of 10. It fucks, it slaps, it's whatever you fucking say it does these days.
That is literally the first note I put on.
Great music. That's literally the first note I put on mine too. Video, Dad, music equals 10 out of 10.
Like, amazing music to me.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the biggest thing I picked up on from this film immediately was very Halloween. Like, not so much the concept, but just the vibe, like in the town and how it felt. Because you're literally walking through what's similar town
to Haddonfield. And it still has that Salem feel, like a smaller town.
Yeah.
Even the grain of the film, this movie was made in 1987, but it still felt like this was a Carpenter shot film in some spots.
Yeah, this one definitely didn't start off ridiculous like fucking TerrorVision did.
Yeah, so Highlight Delivery shows up, and I'm just like, it's like the movie Seven, what's in the box? And this unsolicited television is delivered to Henry Jordan, who is a writer. And this guy like is disheveled as fuck looking. And like his fish are dead, his house is a wreck, and he's opening up the door and he's like, "You got a cigarette?" Nope.
I don't smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, who the fuck would send me this TV? Like, I don't even watch TV. What is this bullshit? And they're like, well, you don't owe anything. It's just whoever sent it paid for it. And he's just like, well, in that case,
Yeah, when he opens the box, he literally has this like slow motion of him throwing the paper everywhere. It's just like fucking confetti.
It's his confetti. Like, dude, I swear, like newspaper. If that man threw a party, his favorite color is beige. His confetti is old newspapers.
I kind of felt like, you play Careless Whisper to him opening that box. He's knocking over the friggin' sides, throwing the paper all slow motion.
Careless Blissful. He's just,
He's like, I don't watch TV.
But fuck it, it's a TV.
Yeah.
But this TV that he opens up is only capable of picking up this endless, plotless zombie movie called Zombie Blood Nightmare. And he keeps trying to turn it off and unplugging it. And it doesn't work. It keeps coming back on over and over and over. And eventually, the zombies of the movie come out of this television set and they kill him.
I love that shot with the zombie coming out of the TV.
That's one of my favorite shots in this movie.
That is like a background worthy picture of just that head coming up and the light from the TV shining up. I was like, oh my God, that is so fucking
it's
badass.
The inspiration for the poster art.
Yeah, I love that shit.
And yeah, the zombie makeup is grade fucking A in this movie, but I had to laugh. When the Highlight Delivery people show back up to grab this TV because they're like, fuck, we screwed up and delivered it to the wrong address. They open the door. It's a shot. Like, I literally took a picture of this. It's a shot of him dead with like this trombone lamp trophy looking thing. He's bloodied up. His throat is slit. He's got a fucking party hat on and he finally got that cigarette.
I can just imagine like Highlight people walking up. It's like, oh yeah, sorry, wrong delivery. Didn't mean to drop off this paranormal occult shit.
Yeah, they open up the fuck.
Whoops. We send it to the 1101 instead of 1103. Oh, damn it.
Son of a bitch.
It was right across the street. Literally, the guy that was waiting for the TV is just sitting there in his robe like, what the fuck, guys?
Smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. I ordered that 2 weeks ago.
What? 3 months later.
The
Teenager.
House.
Yeah.
The house is gone.
The house is just, it's for
emptied.
sale.
It's emptied.
Yeah, it's emptied. It's for sale. And
now it's sold.
Yeah, sold. Gentleman in the white sweater.
Who lives in Saudi Arabia. Or is working in Saudi Arabia.
Right. So, Zoe or Zoe. It's written like Zoe, but everybody calls her Zoe, so we're going to go with Zoe.
Zoe what?
Zoe what? Zoe fucking what? Teenager. I stress teenager because this chick don't look like no fucking teenager. She honestly looks like Robert Zadar's sister with like the same jaw definition and everything.
Curly hair, Robert Zadar.
That's right. Well, she's arriving at this house ahead of her parents that are moving back to the United States because they've been overseas for a while. But they're moving into the murder house of Henry. And she takes a look around this house and we were talking about the whole Halloween kind of thing. Did you notice the music right here has almost a very Michael Myers theme quality to it?
I was thinking that too when I was watching it. But I can't get the image of Robert Zadar in a curly wig out of my brain. I want to see this.
I want to see him do that and fight Matt Hannon in that wig. And it's a wig battle.
Yeah, it's a wig off. But yeah, so you walk into the house and find out that her parents are away on a business trip all the way in Saudi Arabia. And this sequence, I was laughing at. Literally, all you saw was a foot dragging on the ground. It was literally like from shin down. Somebody was walking up to the house. And the first thing I thought was whenever whatever it was, saw the sold sign, I thought it was like, the zombie's like, sold? Fuck.
He just walks off.
I wanted this house.
Yeah, he just rips the sign out of the ground and frisbees it and fucking like sticks into the throat of the neighbor and you just hear, eh!
That was the occult neighbor across the street. It's like, fuck!
It hits the colonel.
But come to find out, it's Jeff, the brother.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, so they sit down and they catch up over dinner at the table in the house, and he finds out that she's majoring in aerobics. And he's just like completely disgusted by this. And then he's like, well, what are you minoring in? And she's like, music videos. And I'm thinking, well, she's going to the Video Vixen Academy. She's going to be the next chick that puts baby oil on and gets in a bikini and gets on a fucking hot rod or something in a hair metal video.
Well, either that or she's going to be like an MTV choreographer. Like, this is how you dance, guys.
This is how you do it. Well, that good old boy from dumb old Texas shows up.
Have you seen this TV?
My name's Joshua Daniels. I'm looking for this package that was delivered. I drove all the way from Texas, and you're a damn fool. Like, that's the thing that I laughed at. Okay, so Jeff answers the door for this guy, right? Like, where are your parents? Well, they're not here. I don't live with my parents. My parents are not even in the country. And he's like, I live by myself and blah, blah, blah. And he's telling him about this TV. And Jeff's like, I don't know shit about this TV or whatever the fuck. And blows the guy off. And Josh is just like, you're a damn fool. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, you are a goddamn fool. You literally just told a total stranger that you live by yourself with your sister and your parents are nowhere to be found.
I was thinking the guy is the fool. It's like, yeah, I run across this country trying to find a TV that's possessed. Have you seen this TV?
He shows up like the T-1000. Have you seen this boy?
Yeah. They should put Robert Patrick as this dude. With that stoic face. Have you seen this TV?
Have you seen this program? He shows up, he has a TV guide. Have you seen My Three Sons? Fuck.
Texan 1000.
God damn it, yes. The T-1000 stands for, the T stands for Texan. The Texan 1000 sounds like a chili bowl that gets served in Texas. And it's Dennis Hopper from Texas Chainsaw 2.
He turns his arms into chainsaws.
Oh, fucking hell. Here we go.
We just create movies like out of the blue.
Yeah.
That need to be made.
These all need to be made. But just remember where you heard these ideas.
We're trademarking that shit.
Yes.
Copyright.
Jeff finds the TV in the attic because this strange woman on there is just beckoning to him. You need to come. Like, she's like, you need to come up here and be with me in the attic. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not creepy at all.
Come with me in this attic. Well,
come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to jizz.
Exactly. Come with me. Oh, you already jizzed.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Introducing April, the dog walker.
We're not joking. That's what she is.
And ironically, the dog that she is walking is named after something the dog could never have. Chocolate! Chocolate!
She lets his dog loose in the house. But ironically, the owners don't do that at all. They don't let this dog roam free. But the dog somehow finds a way out the house. Goes into the forest nearby. Neither one of the people, Jeff nor April, notice this dog is gone until later in the fact. And pretty much just, word for word what he just said, chocolate! I
had to laugh at the dialogue because she's telling him, she's like, this is bad. And he's like, well, we'll find her. And she's like, no, this is bad. The dog gets turned on by skunks. He tries to hump them. And if they spray him, he gets more turned on. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know this?
They're apparently hard to get, skunks, too. It's kind of like a reverse psychology of the Looney Tunes Pepe Le Pew. I don't like dogs. I like cats.
Right. So when Jeff and April are searching for this dog, she's telling him about his house being the murder house.
Oh, God. Yeah. So Jeff is telling him, like, oh, yeah, someone died in this house. And she's like, oh, wait, yeah, that's terrible. Chocolate!
Chocolate!
She's more worried about her damn dog than that fucking house she was just sitting in.
He's probably sitting there like, wait, you want chocolate or you're trying to find the dog? I can't tell.
Are you on your period or something? What are you trying to tell me?
Exactly. Well, they find the dog dead, but it's still breathing, obviously, on camera, but like the dog's dead.
Yeah.
And then they are followed back to town by a zombie. And then we get the infamous scene where Jeff is suggesting to explain how the dog went missing or died is that somebody threw it a ball and the dog swallowed the ball. Then he tells her all we have to do is just shove this ball down this dog's throat and explain it to the owners. And April's just like, ew, that's sick. Think it'll work? What?
That's why one of my notes in this is April is odd. The dialogue from her, I'm just baffled.
Like later that night, he calls her and the maid at her house answers the phone because she does explain on this phone call that her dad's fucking the maid. And he's like, oh, hey, it's me. And she's like, oh, hey, Jeff, I'm glad you called. And I'm thinking, wow, how did you know that was Jeff? You just met the guy. And then it reminded me of the whole fucking scene in The Room where Tommy Wiseau goes to the flower shop. He's, hi, I'd like a dozen red roses, please. Oh, hey, Jeff, I didn't know it was you. You're my favorite new neighbor.
How is it the fact that throughout this whole entire sequence, that girl is not traumatized by the fact that that dog is dead? And she's just nonchalantly talking to Jeff like, oh, yeah, it did work. I wasn't in trouble.
Right? I owe you one. And it's funny because like he thinks that it's going to be sex, like just doesn't even compute. He's like, oh, yeah, well, you could come over. And she's like, oh, I can't come over right now. That's where she tells him like her dad's fucking the maid or whatever the hell. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, why wouldn't you want to just be away from that shit?
And second of all, why would you even bring that up? Like, I would be kind of awkward to be with someone who's just like that open about their household. It's like, oh, by the way, my dad's fucking the maid.
Yeah. And then later that night, he's like, to hell with this. And he puts the TV on his dresser and rolls up a joint. And I'm sitting there thinking, fuck, I knew it. I called that shit. I knew he was a stoner. This is the most sad looking joint I've ever seen rolled in my entire life. It's all limped over and just bad.
It has like the tiniest amount of weed in it from what it looked like. It didn't even look like enough.
No, and he's got a whole bag of this shit. And he fucking starts smoking it. And the chick from the attic in the TV comes on.
And then comes out.
Yeah, and naked. And she's like, it's a shame that girl couldn't come. And then she starts making out with him. And I was just like, oh my God, this is a teenager. And you are clearly an adult.
Who filmed this film?
Yeah.
Who's director?
Robert Scott, you fucked up.
Wow. Here's Chris Hansen.
You are a fast mover. Please have a seat right there.
As she's making out with him, the camera pans back to the TV and then she jolts back into it. And he's just like, oh, this delivery is so ridiculous. Why are you leaving? And then this dude comes up and slits her throat and he's just, no. Like, that's exactly what it was to me. He's just like, why are you leaving? Slit. No. What was his name? The Garbage Man.
Yeah, he gave him this warning about how, like, just turn it off, don't come back, everything around here is fucked up in the TV, you know, just, I think this dude got sucked into the TV and he just lives like a life of torment, basically like his own purgatory or some shit, because he clearly is like well aware, like he's breaking the fourth wall. It's like, no, this is not real, dude.
Yeah, like what you need to do is you need to get that TV out of your house or locked in your basement somewhere and tape a mirror to the front of it.
Maybe that's like Joshua's brother. That's why he's hunting that TV down. He's like fucking pissed off that that TV took his brother.
And the plot thickens, goddammit.
Maybe.
I think you're onto something there, sir.
Maybe. But yeah. And I love the next part of this sequence. It's so fucking funny. He goes in the bathroom with the weed. Well, no more weed for me.
Yeah, that's it for me. And just, he flushes, and the bag. He flushes like a whole pound of weed and the bag. That bastard just probably killed a fucking turtle doing that.
Yeah. Just, it's...
the way it's shot, though, it's like just a literal cut. Just, well, that's it for me.
It's like me with the LaCroix water.
Well, pour it out.
I just open it and smell it. Well, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try this shit.
Oh, fuck. Well, he goes to sleep or passes out, one of the two. And then he wakes up and the lady's robe is still in the room. But she's somehow wearing it on the TV still. But the robe's in the fucking room.
Think about that.
Yeah. So he's like, fuck this. And so he takes the TV to the basement and he's trying to tape a mirror to it with fucking masking tape, first of all. Then a zombie reaches out and grabs him.
So where does the mirror effect come in, though? Because clearly Joshua didn't explain this yet.
Yeah, I was going to say yet, because it does come into play later. But the fact that he's even trying it anyway, he's desperate.
Like, he found the idea to put a mirror in front of the screen. It's like, why a mirror? You're literally in a basement that's full of stuff that could be way easier to put on the fucking screen.
Why don't you just tip the TV over? Or why haven't you just broken it?
No, you just have to cover it with a mirror. The plot does not thicken.
Yeah, because think about it. It arrived in a wooden crate. That obviously kept it. You couldn't just flip the TV over or lock it in like, I don't know, a safe or a lockbox even.
You know what the newspaper was actually those papers that they throw like Japanese culture to like keep demons at bay?
Yes.
It was just all crumpled up. That's how it kept the zombies at bay.
Well, I'll be damned.
I'm thinking. My brain is wrinkled. But no. Yeah, he cuts his fucking arm of the zombie off with a little hatchet.
This was very Evil Dead-esque.
And I could not help but giggle at the sound that the hand makes when he throws it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah.
I had to rewind to hear that. I was like, wait, hold on. He throws it as...
Right, but I love how he's just sitting there. He's, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Very just dry. It's like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. And he shoves his hand down the fucking garbage disposal.
It doesn't even like splatter or nothing in his face, besides the fact that he cut the arm off.
It's just crunchy.
Yeah, it's just
You guys ever had a bag of crunchy Cheetos and you're just like, one Cheeto is just not going to do. So you grab a handful and shove it in your mouth and you just crunch down really hard. That's what that sounded like.
It's like Cheetos covered in sriracha.
Flaming hot.
Yeah. Dude, that would be an awesome thing. Sriracha flavored Cheetos.
That's the perfect snack to enjoy the video dead with.
Yeah. But yeah, Zoe comes into the kitchen. Clearly Jeff is naked at this point. He's like covered in nothing but zombie smell.
Blood and jeans.
And he's not telling her any of this shit.
What's wrong with you? You're acting really strange. I am strange, Zoe. What? No, you're just really high, dude. Really fucking high.
Maybe that zombie wanted some of that weed. That's why he was like, give me.
Like he wasn't even trying to kill him. He was just like, give me the weed.
Need to get stoned.
Take me to your dealer, motherfucker.
Take me to your dealer.
So the zombies break into April's house. One of them, which is a bride, puts on a wig. And then her and her, I guess it's her husband, who is also a zombie, they sit at the breakfast table. And then the wig chick gets up and fucks with this blender, and her and the husband are laughing at it.
But we mentioned something about the mirror earlier. And when the female zombie sees herself with the wig, she freaks the fuck out. And my first thought was like, oh my God, hair. Ew, no, I don't look good with hair. But we're gonna continue on with that part later. But they eventually find their way to the maid and the dad, and they fucking kill Consuelo.
Bro, okay, so one of the zombies in this movie is called Ironhead, and it's because of this scene. Because as he's choking her against this door, she takes this iron and just smashes it. Like a fucking watermelon, like a Gallagher concert, like a fucking hammer through a watermelon into this fucking zombie's head.
It's like Marv, but 10 times worse.
Oh my God.
It's not in the face. It's literally point in straight in the brain. And this zombie's just like, the fuck are you doing?
Just pictured that fucking scene in Home Alone where it just falls down and hits him. You just, ouch! He falls the fuck over.
Yeah. This zombie's just like, huh?
Yeah. Huh?
He's like, Consuelo, my shirt's down here. You didn't iron it.
Right. Well, when they go kill the dad, I'm sitting there laughing because Ironhead, before that, there's a shot of him, and he looks like the fuck child of Andrew Dice Clay and Lou Ferrigno. I'm not even making that up. And they kill the fucking dad because you just hear like a zoom out from the house. And then they go kill the next door neighbors, and goddamn, this is funny as shit.
No. I almost thought I was looking at this woman. I was like, is that the dump meal woman from the commercials?
Dude, I swear to God, I thought the same shit. This is where she got her start. Who the fuck listens? I mean, I guess it was the 80s, but who the fuck listens to recipes on radio? That's actually a good fucking name for a program. Just call it Recipes on Radio.
Yeah.
Just let that simmer for a second. Recipes on Radio.
But the thing is, like, they introduce the recipe and then they end the show.
Yeah, and she's like trying to find the ingredients, and she's like, "What the fuck?" She's just like, that just ends. What? What was next? It's like the radio drama. It's like, but what happened to Charlene and Chris?
I think this is why she becomes the dump meal lady, because she's like, oh well, fuck it, I don't know the ingredients. I'm just gonna put my own in this crock pot.
And guess what? It can be made in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some stale ramen in here and some fucking beans.
Recipes on Radio ain't got shit on dump.
Yeah, and look where she's at now.
Exactly.
Non-relevant at all.
I'm gonna be the Martha Stewart of trash meals.
Martha Stewart of fucking dump.
Dumpster Diane.
Yes.
Hi, this is Dump Meals with Dumpster Diane.
How are y'all?
I'm fine.
She's a fucking redhead Paula Deen.
We're gonna show you how to make 5-minute ramen tacos.
But speaking of dump, so the zombies catch her in the fucking laundry room and they kill her, but they dump her ass into the washing machine legs.
Fucking cycling.
And she's spinning. And they're chuckling like fucking like little kids. They must love circular motion things because they did that to the blender.
So much for legs up Luann.
She used to be dump meal Diane. Now she's
legs up Luann. See y'all next week.
Nope.
No. Psych.
Cycle.
Yeah. The fucking funniest part about this whole sequence is that the bride zombie puts her fucking pink bathrobe on and goes to kill the husband, and the husband's just reading the stocks in the paper, and he's all, "When's the last time you showered, honey?
Yeah.
You stink." And she fucking 360s his head.
These zombies are brutal.
Yeah. Well, then April walks home, and she screams, and then sirens happen, and then Jeff's is like, oh God, April. Like his immediate thought is her, and he just sprints down the road, goes inside, and he's talking to her, and she's like, well, what about, he's like, you could come stay with us, and she's like, well, what about the police? And he says, if what I think happened is true, it's going to be a long time before they figure it out. And this is never like resolved. Like there's like the fact that she is gone from the scene of the crime, and they're not once pursued by the police for the remainder of this movie. Well, good old Texas 1000 comes back. He explains to Jeff, April, and Zoe what's going on, and that's the video dead. Oh my God, we got the title of the movie in the fucking movie script.
The video dead.
The video dead. So Zoe and Josh are starting to argue, and then April's like, please stop, blah, blah, blah. Well, she's like, oh, I'm going to take April upstairs and she can get settled in and take a bath. And
fuck whatever.
Yeah. Well, dude, she's having flashbacks of things that are happening that she didn't even see, which is her dad getting killed and legs up Luann and her maid.
Maybe she's having like traumatizations of the maid and the dad.
Oh God.
Consuela.
Oh no, it sounds like a washing machine. Legs up Luann.
Oh, mijo.
Well, she's brushing her teeth so fucking hard that she starts bleeding, and then a zombie just appears, and then she's all of a sudden on the floor, fainted. This makes me just question everything. Zoe witnesses the zombie, like, carrying her out the door. He fucking drops her in the yard, and there's never a literal and figurative pickup shot of him picking her back up, because he tries to go back into the house, and she locks the zombie out, and then she just goes into the living room. Oh, they got her. Bitch, they don't run. You probably could have gone out there and dragged her to safety.
You could have pushed the zombie so hard he would have fell over, grabbed her ass, and come back in the house.
Yes.
But it was so funny how it happened, because the zombie grabbed April, walked out the house, turned around and saw Zoe, and just like fell in love and just dropped her ass.
It's like, oh my God, that chin.
I want you.
I want that chin, baby.
That's Zadar.
Right.
That's the daughter.
He's a daughter, yes. He's like, it's the daughter.
But yeah. So now everybody's like, okay, this is a real thing, right? April's gone, figuratively. We don't know.
But we're going to assume.
Yeah. And this is where Texan 1000's like, this is what happens. This is the whole story. They hate mirrors.
Yeah. That's it. I'm about to tell you the rest of the story. They hate them goddamn mirrors.
Well, why do they do that?
Just because.
They hate the way they look.
Just cause.
Okay. Why do zombies become suddenly afraid of themselves?
I'm going to actually answer this with the fucking synopsis piece here. And it's so dumb. Josh explains the psychology of the zombies, realizing that they're in a liminal state between life and death. The zombies kill humans because of envy. They are repulsed by mirrors because it reminds them of their own hideousness, and then they attack when they sense fear. The zombies can be tricked into believing they're dead by being wounded or dismembered, but they must be left unburied so that Mother Nature can recollect them. They can also be destroyed by trapping them in enclosed spaces, which cause them to enter a psychotic state and cannibalize one another.
Huh?
How did he know all of this shit? Does he just study these fucking things?
He sounds like a Winchester for zombies.
This obviously isn't his first rodeo because he's from Texas.
I mean, that whole theory I said must be true then. Like, that must be like his brother or his best friend or something, that TV.
It's got to be.
Like, there's more to this than we were given. But either way, the whole fucking mirror thing is stupid as shit. Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking dumb.
For one, zombies are not portrayed as envious, like, vengeful monsters. They're stupid. I eat brains and flesh, and I'm gonna keep doing that until I fall apart. They have no sense of what is happening in front of them as far as, like, this is me. Oh my God, I look like shit. No, they're dumb. They are primitive, one-track mind, I want to eat. That's pretty much what zombies are.
Well, they decide they're going to just take care of business the next day because there's no sense in going out at night. They're going to get killed. So, like, Josh leaves the keys to the truck and he's just telling her, he's like, if we're not back by 10 minutes to sundown, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So Josh and Jeff go on a father-son
hunting spree
expedition.
Yeah. Well, Tex 1000 keeps fucking calling Josh boy. And then Josh gets pissed off at being called boy, so he starts calling Josh cow shit. It's like, okay, cow shit. His fucking face, though, dude, when he gets told that.
Yeah, he's like, you know what's going to happen when you keep calling me boy? No, tell me. Death and destruction.
Right? And then in the same fucking sequence, he turns around and calls out loudly for April, and then he gets admonished because Josh is just like, dude, you're going to give our fucking position away. I'm going to take a leak anyway. He goes to take a piss, and sure enough, there's a fucking zombie.
The whole fedora wearing a lady.
He's fucking eternally tipping his entire way to him.
Yeah, he's like,
I am eternal.
lady.
I
am eternal.
Literally. Is this where they try to fucking attack it with bow and arrow?
Bruh, okay. First of all, Jeff has the shittiest fucking aim I've ever seen. You should know how to at least operate a bow by just common sense. You just pull the arrow back when you notch it and then let it go. No, he's literally like, basically, if you took the bow out of the equation and you just threw it.
God, yeah, it's like javelin it up, motherfucker.
He's like, ugh. And Josh is just like, come on, boy, you can do it, basically. And he finally gets the zombie in the wrong side of the chest. Like, it's literally his right side, not his left side.
Yeah.
And the zombie eventually falls to arrows. What?
I love Josh's reaction to it. He walks up and he's, look at that stupid son of a bitch. Can't feel nothing. Stick a couple arrows in it. Thinks it's dying.
Okay, earlier, one of them got an iron stuck in his head, and he did not falter. A fucking iron. But this one gets hit by 5 arrows, and he's just like, ugh, I'm gone. Like, that is the dumbest thing I have seen in this film, is the fact that arrows took down one zombie, but a fucking iron literally does not phase another one. It doesn't even, like, comprehend, like, I got smashed in the head.
And then Josh goes, well, we're going to have to do this right. Or some shit like that. Basically says he's going to have to, do this properly. And I don't understand this. He tells him not to yell to give their position away, but he's going to bring the loudest fucking thing that he can to dismember this thing. A chainsaw. He couldn't just use a fucking hatchet to dismember this zombie. He had to use the loudest thing ever. They had a machete on them.
Also, that chainsaw, when you first see it, is clearly a toy chainsaw. Not going to lie about that. But through the rest of the fucking film, it is a actual chainsaw. So why not use the real chainsaw in that first shot? You don't think we won't catch these things?
And then fucking Jeff, I saw it. I shot it. I took it down. My favorite movie is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Good for you.
I've seen the movie 6 times. Watch the master at work.
Good for you.
So he cuts him in half, which is ironic because this zombie's name in the credits is Half Creeper. Well, they start setting up traps, and make a long story short, Josh finds April's corpse in this fucking shed, but doesn't tell Jeff anything. And Jeff, you're gonna be the bait. We're basically gonna make you a human pinata.
And then Jeff is like, "Hey, I want to have that chainsaw so I can at least protect myself."
All right. Here.
And Josh is like, "Okay." So you're literally hanging from a tree with a fucking chainsaw.
Skin your ass raw.
Yeah, literally. And yeah, he attracts all the zombies, and he's trying to, knock them out. Jeff's literally screaming for Josh. Like, how is the fact that you don't hear, Josh is just sleeping.
He's fucking snoring. He's literally sawing logs in that fucking thing.
Yep.
Next to April's dead body, which I'm like, dude, how?
That's fucking creepy.
Right?
You're morbid, dude.
Well, these zombies are like beating his ass with sticks, like legit. Well, he drops the chainsaw, and the bride one gets the chainsaw after Josh has arrowed everyone but her. Because he comes out. I forgot about this shit. He fucking comes out of the shed with this mirror.
Oh, yeah, the little hand mirror.
Yeah, and he's like, be off, or you'll wind up like all the others. Be off. And I'm sitting there thinking, he sounded like he was yelling beat off. It's like, beat off, or you'll wind up like all the others. Beat off.
Beat it.
Beat your dick, or you'll wind up like all the others.
The other zombie, the men one's like, I don't have one. It fell off.
Yeah.
I beat it off too much. But yeah, I love the fucking, the wife zombie or the female zombie is literally chasing them like a fucking mad housewife that caught their husband cheating on them.
Yeah, dude.
With a fucking chainsaw.
Like, I'm gonna get you.
Don't you think I'm beautiful, Josh?
Look at me. I'm gorgeous too.
I haven't had sex in 2 years.
Ad. Like
Bob.
Bob. It's like fucking like Rocco's, the big heads from Rocco's Modern Life. Ed, don't you think I'm beautiful anymore, Ed?
The chainsaw sounds like Bev.
Rev. Holy shit, dude. So he fucking is running from her and he falls in a bear trap. Ouch, first of all.
Yeah.
It's not even a spiked bear trap. It's one of the flat ones, but still, ouch. And then he makes his way into the shed. And I think he's still hurting and in shock. He sees April, and then I think he gets in that moment rage-filled. Like, he doesn't necessarily react to her, but I could tell, like, when the zombie comes in, he's just like, fuck this. So he grabs this machete, and he chops the zombie's head off, but he charged her, so he impales himself on the fucking chainsaw she's holding, so he gets gutted.
Before that happened, though, Josh dies.
I forgot about that.
He gets arrowed from behind.
Yeah, because I forgot about that. She lays out the zombie lays the chainsaw out as like a distraction, and she stabs one of the arrows through his fucking chest. Oof. He probably got like the least
gruesome death.
Yeah, he got like the least eventful death. Jeff fucking went out guns blazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, neither party came back. Everybody's dead. And Zoe's writing a letter to Jeff, like, look, I'm fucking this shit. Like, I went to get some milk.
I was about to say that. I was going to say, went for, dear Jeff, went for milk and eggs and possibly you guys. Be back soon. LOL.
Doesn't return.
Yeah. I went out for milk and cigarettes and didn't come back.
Yeah.
Well, she gets trapped in the house by all the zombies. The phone lines get cut. And then there's a shot of Ironhead comedically pretending he's probably actually driving, but to me it's comedic.
Oh, I love
Where he's trying to drive the truck and he's just like, and it's like smoking.
He's like a little kid learning
the
to drive.
little quarter machine, like the little quarter of fucking shit you find at the side of the drugstore or something.
I was watching Talladega Nights last night, and it reminds me of when he was a kid. It's like, I want to go fast.
He's just fucking rocking the truck back and forth, just fucking break it. Like he's got it in neutral so he can hear the engine rev, and he's just fucking frying it.
I want to go fast. But yeah, so Zoe remembers what Josh said about how when you're fearful, they pick up on it and want to attack. So what does Zoe do? She is happy, inviting, and courteous, and says, come into my house. We'll have fun. A good time. So they all sit at the table, and Zoe's literally making a can of beans. Beans, what the fuck? And says, and I quote, I hope you like my dinner. It's a family recipe passed down from generation to generation.
What the hell?
Bitch, there's a can of beans literally in front of you.
Failure.
How do you portray this as a family tradition?
Hiya.
You dumb bitch.
Biggest fail ever.
Like, okay, maybe she's trying to like pretend to them that, okay, I'm just going to make them feel like they're welcome at home. I'm cooking them dinner and just bullshitting. But at the same time, I'm like, it's still stupid.
It's the dumbest shit ever.
So they're playing around with the house. They're like messing with stuff and they're fucking with the food.
They're just like, don't play with your dinner, Dave. Fucking eat it.
Oh. But they eventually start feeling like they want to dance.
Yeah, because isn't like they're looking at like a magazine with a dancing couple or some shit?
Right. So Zoe's like, oh, I know where we can go dance. Here, follow me.
Follow me to the basement.
Yeah. That's not concerning.
Yeah, I know where we can dance. Follow me to the basement.
And she goes downstairs and finds the record player, and she's like, oh, silly me. I left the records upstairs. Why don't y'all stay here real quick and I'll be right back?
For the record, I am coming back. Not.
And then Creeper finds a fucking record. He's just like, hey, you tricked us.
Hey.
I found Sinatra.
Yeah, he turns around. Hey, wait a minute.
I found Frank Sinatra here.
Where are you going, bitch? Get a fucking frisbees at her.
Yeah. So they chase her up the stairs as fast as they can. And she crawls up there with a mirror to the door. Like they had a mirror facing the basement side of the door, and she closes it, and they're all like, guess we're going to have to eat ourselves.
So they do.
But I don't understand. Like, there's no sense of chaos or confusion through these zombies. They're just kind of like, it's like fucking John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, just like
fucking around.
What?
Yeah, like the one that starts just for no reason, just bubbling up at the cheeks, and then they all attack him, and then they eat each other, and just
That part makes no sense. Why did he just start bubbling up and blowing up?
Because he wasn't himself. He didn't have a Snickers.
No.
I know.
What? Like, did he get so stressed out that he was claustrophobic? He's like, oh shit, I'm closed off.
I can't contain. Like he can't contain the hunger.
Yeah, and literally the female zombie's head is getting chewed into from the neck up. Lo and behold, the TV's down there, and they get sucked back into the TV. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's the stress factor. It's like the TV is like, I feast on stress.
Reboot. So Zombie Blood Nightmare finally actually ends. And then the next morning, Zoe like walks out of the house and she's very Evil Dead-esque, like where Bruce Campbell walks out of the cabin and he's just like looking around, kind of relieved, kind of freaked the fuck out. Same thing she's doing. Well, sometime later, her parents are coming back to the States to visit her at the hospital and she's being treated for PTSD, go figure. She's catatonic. And as they're walking up, this is definitely the 80s because you could tell like the parents are just pray it's not drugs, dear. Oh, Christ. Remember the doctor said we have to treat her just as if she were well. Treat her like your fucking daughter who went through some traumatic shit, you cunts.
Also, why were you gone so long?
I know. Probably the drug trade.
Yeah, hope is not drugs. Hope is not our drugs. Oh, shit.
Shit.
It's like fucking Tony Stark with his own missiles.
Hope it's not my missiles.
Yeah.
Well, we have a surprise for you, honey.
Oh, God.
They wheel the fucking television from the house into the room because they think it's going to help her with recovery. They leave with the nurse. Zombie Blood Nightmare comes on, and she's looking in the screen, and the main zombie, Jack, turns around and looks right at her, and then she's freaking out, and it starts to growl. And then I can't even lie when I say the face that she's making before she lets that scream out. If any of you guys have ever seen the 2002 remake of The Ring, where that girl is in the closet and they open it and her mouth is just agape.
Yep.
That is a very harrowing fucking shot. And that's what Zoe looked like right there. She just screams and it cuts to black and that's the video dead. That's the end.
Video end. I'm gonna just say right off the bat, it is hard for me to pick a winner on so many levels because I think I've done this so many times with films like this. They're kind of polar opposite in some ways. You got TerrorVision, which is very over the top comedic, but it still has the whole horror quote aspect of it. And then you have Video Dead, which is more serious, more reality tone based, even though it had its comedy elements. It was way more serious in some aspects. So to me, it's like,
do you pick the self-awareness or the serious one at this point?
Yeah. Either that or you take other aspects of the films, like what did they do right that was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. First off, I think my winner, and it's only for like two aspects that overpowers the other one. I think Video Dead for me wins.
Same. Because
one, the music was bar none better. It was so much better than the other one. And two, the practical effects, even though it was just the monster in TerrorVision, I mean, it was good, but I like just the overall, like all the zombies had their own look, their own personality, and it was just the makeup was really well done comparatively. So I think Video Dead wins for me just by those two aspects alone.
No, I don't think TerrorVision could have done anything differently because being what it is, it's absolutely kind of self-aware. It's meant to be a little more colorful, kind of over the... It's almost like...
Almost satirical.
Yeah, in a way. It has like Pleasantville qualities. It has like the Stay Tuned kind of quality to it. It's got the sitcom quality, the cheesy dialogue delivery, the cheesy lines. The only thing that I can say that I think would have made TerrorVision a little bit better is if you would have gone full force with the self-awareness and put a live audience laugh track along with it, like it's an actual sitcom program. That would have made it probably a little more like engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's a terrible movie.
No.
But I feel like that might have helped it a little bit. Video Dead absolutely wins on my end of this as well because of the same reasons you mentioned. Like the music was great, the scoring was great, the makeup was amazing. The visual effects of like the television, the electricity coming from it and them coming out of the TV. The plot was pretty funny. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But yeah, Video Dead was pretty fucking solid and definitely worth it. But both of these movies are worth a watch. But yeah, Video Dead wins for me this week too.
I mean, just watching the female zombie run around like a pissed off housewife was just, that sealed the deal.
It's fucking chef's kiss, dude.
Yeah.
So visit supermediabrospodcast.com for more past, present, and future episodes. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Buy some merchandise. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network. Follow us on social media. Leave us a rating and review on Podchaser, Good Pods, or iTunes. Yeah, go listen to us on Good Pods. That's a great place to catch us. So next week, we're going to come back and bullshit about horror and gaming, which I know between the two of us, it's not even going to be like, oh, we're going to look at every video game in horror. I more or less would feel like we would just probably talk about some of our favorite stuff that we've played over the years and maybe cap that off with some good old Mad Lib stories, horror-based, possibly.
Yeah, we're not going to be like, oh yeah, this horror film. Oh, hey, this horror game. Yeah, it's great. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would play.
Cover all 9,000 taste bud. Aerate it. Warm it up. Driving up that top note. That cream. Pure vanilla. Sweeteners. That's a 10.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. The flavor. Top notes.
It's a 10.
That's a 10.
Just that should be like a creepypasta monster. It's just that dude with the lips on his eyes.
Ugh.
And him just having like the spoons.
Ugh.
That's a 10.
Ugh. I believe that's all I have for this week, dude. Now, I'm going to go make sure to put mirrors in front of all my TVs so I don't get fucking eaten tonight.
I'm going to go put my jacuzzi full of lube. It's running out. It's running dry.
Make sure that you restock the 55-gallon drum lube room because, you know.
Well, it's my garage.
Oh, okay.
I'm too poor to have a freaking sliding panel door in my pleasure dome to just house all my lube. I think I'm made of money. That's a question. What did they do for a living to have that kind of like luxury living?
I wondered that too.
That makes no fucking sense. Like, what did Stan and Raquel do? I'm obviously concerned. Not concerned. What the hell am I saying? I am obviously convinced that Raquel is a stay-at-home wife.
And he's a drug runner.
Has to be.
Yes.
Him and Norton.
Yeah.
Snorton.
Snorton Norton. That's right.
Snorting them heinies.
Snorton Norton. God.
Anyway.
Well, that's it for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. That was Cult Cinema Showdown 83, TerrorVision versus the Video Dead, episode 192. Until next week, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami.
Shades on. Snorton.